Hey, what's good, YouTube? It is your boy Fourth and Goal. We are back again with another video, man. We had some crazy Sunday games, man. It was insane all day yesterday. We had some crazy defensive performances, and we had some even crazier offensive performances, man. And today, I just want to highlight them because it's insane. Some of the stuff we saw was just like unheard of, and I just want to highlight those things. We had some really good games yesterday, so let's get straight into the video. So the first team or game we gotta talk about are the Cleveland Browns versus the Tennessee Titans, man. If you remember, I made a video saying the Browns defensive line, once they retool a lot of those pieces, man, for Myles Garrett to go alongside them, they're gonna be a lot better. And these past three games, they look phenomenal. First off, Myles Garrett had 4 sacks yesterday, so that right there is just crazy. Like, he's probably a top 5, top 3 defensive player in the whole entire league. And then you also had Alex Wright. He had 1 sack, and then they just shut down Derrick Henry. And when the Titans don't have Derrick Henry going, their offense, it looks very sluggish. They just can't move the ball down the field. So the fact that the Browns, they just shut that down completely, and then their coverage game was even better. Held them to 3 points. A phenomenal game yesterday by that defense. And since we're talking about the Browns, their offense, they did pretty decent too. I have Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore on my fantasy team, so they both played pretty good. But Cooper, he played even better. Like, he had like 40 points for me. He had like 7 catches, 120 yards, a touchdown, something crazy like that. So, and then you got Kareem Hunt. He slowly but surely came back in. He got a couple touches here and there. So the Browns, man, they looking really good. They should be 3-0. If they played a little better versus the Steelers, they should be 3-0. But besides that, man, the Browns defensively, they look really good. Okay, so now we go to the Lions and the Falcons game, and I know it was just 20-6. Two okay teams playing. Yeah, who cares? But the Lions, man, they had 7 sacks on Desmond Ridder, and they completely shut down the Falcons' run game. But John Robinson, man, like, he was balling out the first 2 weeks versus the Packers and the Panthers, and they thought, they could run the ball versus Detroit, and they shut that down immediately, man. They held him to just 33 yards on 10 carries, and yes, he did have, I think he had about 4 catches, but even then, like, he didn't really look too good catching the ball. But man, Detroit, again, they had 7 sacks. Who led them was the GOAT man himself, Aiden Hutchinson. He had about 2 sacks himself, man. Brian Branch, the rookie, he had 11 total tackles. So the rookie out there balling out for Detroit, man. And then you got Jack Campbell, the rookie. He had a sack. And a couple other guys had a sack or 2. And man, they were just balling out yesterday. 7 sacks is still impressive. As a team who doesn't really have a superstar pass rusher, 7 sacks as a whole is just really good. Okay, so now we go to the offensive side of like really good performances, and obviously 70 points is nothing to just talk about, man. That is like amazing. That's kind of scary to what they did. Like, these are NFL professionals. This is not a college team. This is not a high school. These are all professionals, and you put up 70 points. You hung up 70 points versus a professional team is insane to me. 35 points in the first half is insane. 35 in the second is even more insane. You can say, you know what? Okay, 35 in the first half. Okay, they probably just probably exploited, the defensive holes and things like that. But I mean, the defense should have at least been adjusting somehow, some way. But now, like, they got cooked. And shout out to that man, Devon. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sorry. He had about like 4 or 5 total touchdowns. Like, he was balling out. Raheem Mostert, he had about 4 touchdowns. He was balling out. Tyreek Hill and Chosen Anderson, yeah, they had a touchdown, but I mean, you could have just sat them down. Like, this is pretty much just a bye week for them. And I think Tua even sat down in the whole 4th quarter. So they were just balling out. I mean, the Dolphins, that's just an embarrassing thing as a Broncos. And I told y'all, man, the Denver Broncos, they look very questionable. I don't think Sean Payton can really save them. And now look at them, 0-3, and Russell Wilson, maybe replaced by what's his name, Caleb Williams next year. We never know. I'm just saying, Doc. Now, I did forget to mention one really good defensive performance, and that is the Commanders versus the Buffalo Bills. Sam Howell threw 4 interceptions, and On my most popular video, is going to be linked in the description. Sorry. Everybody was telling me, yo, we got Sam Howell, bro. He gonna be balling out. You know, he looks phenomenal. I get it. You know, this is his first year like starting, but 4 interceptions. That's a little bad start. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, Doc. And he had 9 sacks on him. I mean, I guess you can blame that just on the offensive line. I mean, you know, he can't block for himself, but still, like 9 sacks and four interceptions, man. The Terrell Bernard, he had 5 total tackles. He had 2 sacks though, interception. He's definitely getting like a Madden Team of the Week card. I don't know if this will do that or not, but man, he was balling out. You had Leonard Floyd looking like he's back in Chicago. He had about 2 sacks. Ed Oliver 1.5. Daquan Jones 1.5. Micah Hyde had an interception. I mean, everybody on the whole team was just going crazy defensively, and I thought his defense would take a step back, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Commanders just suck or something. Both can be true at the same time, but you know, I'm just saying, man. You know, the Commanders, man, what's going on? Alright, so moving on, man. We got to talk about the Seahawks and Panthers. And really, man, the first thing first, the Seahawks. I thought this secondary will be really, really good. They do got a lot of potential. Obviously, having Woolen, Devon Witherspoon, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant. I'm missing Julian Love, Quay Diggs. They got a couple other guys I'm probably missing. Jamal Adams. And I thought they would be really phenomenal, man. And over the course of the 3 games, they look alright, but they don't look very spectacular. And part of it can be, you know, their defensive line is just not playing as I thought they would also, but you know, it is what it is. It's just been 3 games. You know, obviously, you know, once, you know, guys get healthy like Jamal Adams or a couple other guys, you know, things will be better. But, you know, they did give up or just give up 44 rushing yards, so that's pretty good. But, you know, just their passing defense doesn't really look all that good. On the flip side, Bryce Young, he looks decent. You know, he looks average, probably below average. And if I'm being nice, you know, below average. And in week 2 versus the Saints, you know, that offense looked very, very poor. And the fact that they hung 27 with Andy Dalton at quarterback, I'm not saying replace him, but you know, probably do want to get him more developed and, you know, have him watch Andy Dalton just a little bit more, just to give him, you know, just an idea of what they actually want to do. But I mean, besides that, I mean, I think the Panthers, you know, they look good with Andy Dalton. You know, I'm not saying again start them all 18 games, because you know you do want to give Bryce Young some sort of, you know, reps and experience this year. You know, this is not a win now year, obviously. So I don't know. You know, what do you guys think down below? What should the Panthers do? Should they start Dalton even if Bryce Young is healthy, or you know just have this 1 or 2 games and then put Bryce Young in, or what do you guys think? Okay, and finally, the Chicago Bears and the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, oh man, the Bears, man. I'm sorry, I thought it's gonna be Justin Fields' year, man, but it's the opposite. You know, everybody's saying leave him in Kansas City or release him, send him somewhere else immediately. It ain't looking too pretty, man, down in Chicago, man. It's not looking pretty, man. Justin Fields, he does not look good in these past 3 games. Last week, I think he looked a little better, but week 1 he looked okay. I mean, he trash actually, and then yesterday, like, he looked even worse than week 1. The Kansas City Chiefs, man, you know, I thought you know, them not having a true number 1 receiver was going to be an issue, but I mean, Mahomes threw for 272, 3 tutties. He had about three carries and 3 rushing attempts and 28 yards. So, you know, Mahomes did Mahomes thing. Travis Kelce had 7 and 69, golden number, and a touchdown right in front of Taylor Swift. Dude was going crazy, man. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, you know, maybe also because the Bears do suck. You know, let's point that out. You know, they do suck, by the way. I thought they, you know, added some really good defensive pieces, but all 3 games, like, you know, they averaging 30 points pretty much. You know, 38 versus Green Bay, 27 versus Tampa, and then 41 versus Kansas City. I mean that's just not good, honestly. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, but I can't really fully blame the defense for every single touchdown. Obviously, Quay Walker, he had a pick 6. What's his name? Barnett for the Buccaneers. He had a pick six or a fumble recovery last week. And the offense, they got just a bunch of 3-and-outs and a bunch of turnovers and, really good field position, because the defense can't really do anything about that. So, I can't really blame the defense for everything. Justin Fields he's about 70% of the Bears' blame. Okay, and finally, I'm not talking about the Cardinals and Cowboys, but instead we're talking about the Raiders and Steelers. I watched like the first quarter and a half, and I turned the game off because it got pretty boring pretty quick. It was just a lot of 3-and-outs, just a lot of sloppy play. But I guess I missed a really great game. Now, I did see the Levi Wallace interception, his first one. Bro had two of them, so bro was balling out. Bro definitely get player of the week or something like that. They did have about 3 interceptions on Jimmy G. Again, I only seen the one. So that defense, they was getting to Jimmy G every single play during that first quarter. Like, they was getting to him. If they didn't get to him, the Jimmy G, he made them pay with like a post or an out route to Devontae Adams or Jacoby Myers. I don't think they didn't really run the ball that well in the first quarter. So, Josh Jacobs, he was sort of shut down. But on the flip side, though, the Raiders defense in the first quarter, they was getting to Kenny Pickett. They was just shutting down Najee Harris. Like, they was getting Marcus Epps, like, he would drop down into the box at the very last second, and he would, like, make him either A, like, take Epps straight on, or B, he would just, seal the outside, and here comes help defense by a linebacker or something like that. And yeah, man, Najee Harris, he's just not looking too good. I can't really blame him. He is depending on 5-6 offensive linemen to really block for him, and they're just not really doing their jobs correctly. The Steelers offense, man, they didn't look too good in the first couple of possessions, and then they had that big long touchdown to Austin in the first quarter by Kenny Pickett, Calvin Austin the third. Kenny Pickett, I still got mixed emotions on him, after that week 2 performance or week 1 performance, that still leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So I don't know how to feel about him, but hopefully they can build off this momentum to start getting some more wins. They are 2-1, so that's pretty good. The AFC North is going to be the toughest division in the NFL this year. I'm calling it, bruh. If the Bengals can get their stuff together and they can win about 2 or 3 games in a row, you're talking about a very, very, very tough division. It's going to be a dogfight. Every single divisional game is going to be a dogfight. But besides that, man, that's going to do it for this video. I just want to talk about the games yesterday. It was some crazy games. I've been playing a lot of Payday 3, or I've been trying to, because the server's been down all weekend. It's a stupid game. But we're going to watch the Eagles game tonight. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the Eagles game. I don't know if I watch the Bengals and Rams game. I'm gonna be locked in on my Eagles tonight. But besides that, man, thanks for watching the video, and we are out, man. Peace.